inconvenient to you, Commissioner, could I propose that a practice direction later in the day be issued which will set out a timetable for submissions in relation to the AWU issue?
Perhaps you could just indicate to Mr Tompkins and Dr Hanscom the general structure.
Yes.
In particular, Dr Hanscom may well be familiar with it. But
yes, it'll be what we're proposing in general terms will be any further evidentiary material. There are some documentary tenders which may need to be made, that they occur over the next few days or even in 7 days, and then anyone who wishes to take any objection can. Then council assisting submissions, approximately a week after that. Submissions in response that usually, as it were, cross over a week after that, and then any submissions in reply a week after that.
Wouldn't it, I think you've left out one step, wouldn't the 6th of November be the day for council submissions? Let's take Dr Hanscom as an example. 6th of November for your submissions, the 13th of November for her submissions. And then in case studies where Dr Hanscom represents Mr Melham and someone who isn't you has some issue with Mr Melham, those submissions be exchanged by the 20th of November and council assisting reply by the 27th of November. I'm just saying this, Dr Hanscom, to give you the general structure.
Yes,
we employ
I
it
follow
generally.
that.
Yes.
But it's likely, with respect, that other persons will have, shall we call them, cross submissions, not just for Mr Melham, but for others.
Probably not in the Downer study, but in other studies.
In other studies, indeed, that have been heard in those 2 weeks.
Yes. I really hesitate to make this point to someone of your experience and capacity, but we're all under such pressure that I think it's rather important for you not simply to wait until Mr Stoljar's submissions come on, but start to... Mr Melham has a positive case on various aspects. It's pretty obvious where there are disagreements, and he has a point of view on those matters. It's just so that your general structure and basic work can be done can start as soon as possible. No doubt it already has.
I appreciate that, Commissioner. We are trying to do that. As you know, more than I do, there's a huge amount of material to get through.
Yes, there is.
I'm appreciative of your reporting deadline, but is it at all possible that you might float our response out by a little more than a week after council assisting submissions?
In view of the fact you've made that application, I'm sure Mr Stoljar will consider it, and if he's not responsive to your desires, I'll consider them.
We'd be most grateful, Commissioner.
Yes, Mr Melham is in perhaps a special position, simply because he is at the centre of so many little controversies.
He does seem to have wound up in that position, yes, and a week isn't long to respond to all of them.
Yes, very well. Anything else to do then?
No, Commissioner.
This hearing is adjourned. Hearings will resume at 10 a.m. on Thursday, the 29th of October, to deal with some CFMEU matters.
All stand.